Hello, everyone. I really do not think it's possible to explain to you how excited we are for this coming Sunday. This coming Sunday, June 7th, is when we will resume on-campus worship right here at First Redeemer. Just as a reminder, there'll be 4 worship services. There'll be one at 8 o'clock in the morning, that's a blended service, a contemporary service at 9:30, and another blended service at 11 o'clock, and then a final contemporary service at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It is going to be a fabulous day. Now, in preparation for Sunday, this week's video update is a little longer than normal, but I hope you'll watch the entire thing because you're going to be hearing from some of the staff members who have been working so hard to get ready for your return to campus. And I'm going to start with Miss Patty Redding. Of course, Patty leads our wonderful hospitality ministry here at the church, which includes greeting people from the time they step out of their car until the time they're seated in the sanctuary. So Patty, tell us how things are going to look different on Sunday.
Well, they're going to be very different, but they're going to be very exciting because everybody will be back on campus, or a lot of folks will be back on campus for corporate worship. So we're asking everyone to enter through the main entrance doors to the Grand Foyer. Those doors will be unlocked 15 minutes prior to each worship service. And then as everyone comes in, they'll be given hand sanitizer, they will be given a mask, which is not required, but we highly recommend everybody wears a mask.
Awesome, awesome. Patty, typically on a Sunday morning, this Grand Foyer is packed with people. First Redeemer is the friendliest place on the planet.
Yes, it is.
And people love just to interact with each other. In this current environment, how are we going to minimize mingling out here in the Grand Foyer?
Well, we are community, we are family. Everybody loves everybody, wants to see everyone, but social distancing is important during this time. So as people enter the Grand Foyer, our deacons and our ushers will help them to their seat in the auditorium.
Awesome. Well, Patty, if I know you and if I know your team, and I think I do, you guys can't wait to see everybody back on Sunday. Now, I want to take you inside and show you how you're going to be seated on Sunday morning. Seating here in the sanctuary is going to look a lot different on Sunday. In fact, let me just be the first to break it to you. The seat that you normally sit in might not be available for you on Sunday. We're asking for a lot of grace, a lot of patience during the next several weeks. But social distancing is a big part of our regathering plan. And Mike Smid has been working hard to develop a seating plan that acknowledges proper social distancing guidelines. So Mike, tell us what seating is going to look like in the sanctuary.
Pastor Jeff, our deacons and our ushers are going to be available to assist families to find their seat. The aisles that are closed and the seats that are closed are clearly marked for us to see. And we'll be filling the rooms section by section from the front to the back to allow for social distancing.
So, Mike, typically in a worship service, after the closing prayer takes place and amen is said, there is a mass exodus to the doors. Tell us how that's going to be different Sunday.
Well, Pastor Jeff, we're going to need to be very patient in the dismissal process. We'll be giving instructions from the platform. We'll have ushers and deacons again to assist families as they dismiss from the room, but we'll be dismissing from the back to the front as we leave, and section by section. I think it'll go quickly.
It is going to be awesome to see people sitting in all these seats.
It really will.
Sunday. I cannot wait. Of course, now, social distancing is only one part of our regathering plan. Another big component is the proper sanitization of our facilities. And for that, we're going to go talk to Steve Husk. If you don't know Steve Husk and his team is where the magic happens. Behind the scenes, every single week, Steve and his team take care of and maintain the beautiful facilities here at Redeemer. Steve, sanitization is a big deal in this environment. So tell us your sanitization plan here in the building.
We've assembled 5 cleaning teams. 2 will enter the sanctuary before each service. with an EPA-approved product. It's really no different than Clorox wipes or Lysol wipes, what everybody uses at their home, but they'll use a fogger sprayer, and they're going to spray all the seating in the sanctuary, the balcony, the lower levels, completely.
Awesome. Steve, what about bathrooms? Bathrooms are small spaces that really pose a challenge in a pandemic. How are we going to manage bathrooms?
We have two more teams actually, and one of them will be in the hallway. They'll be wiping down all touch points, the handrails, the door handles, door pulls. The other team will be at the bathrooms constantly through every service, and they'll enter the bathroom every 20 minutes and clean the restroom, wipe down all the touch points, and there'll be somebody monitoring the amount of people that are allowed in a restroom at a single time.
Steve, I believe that based on your plan, it's very possible First Redeemer Church is going to be the cleanest place in the state over the next several weeks, thanks to you and your team. Now, many of you are asking about children. What's the plan for kids over the next several weeks? And for that, we're going to go talk to our children's ministry. One of the big differences in worship in the coming weeks is that they're going to be family services. All 4 services, we're inviting families to worship together. We're not providing childcare just yet. So I'm here with our cutest staff member, who happens to be my wife, for those of you who don't know. Catherine, of course, oversees all of our children's ministry. So, sweetheart, tell us what the plan is for kids.
So we're encouraging families to take their kids into big church. I know that's new for many. And then when they go into big church, there's going to be something special in every service, and they'll have a special time of worship just for kids. And then also we're encouraging parents to maybe have a little bag that they bring into service. They can go online and run off a color sheet if they want to bring a tablet. Some are asking, well, can we take food and drink? A great cup that's leak-proof is awesome with clear liquid, and maybe a little snack. No chocolate though will be great.
So one of the universal truths, babies cry. Babies do what babies do, and they cry. All right, so let's suppose, hypothetically of course, that a child begins crying in a worship service. What should a parent do?
So of course, your baby's probably going to cry, and that's absolutely fine. I would just quietly come out of your seat and come into our wonderful lobby, our grand foyer. The service will be streamed live, and that will give your toddler or baby a chance to maybe move around a little bit, and you'll feel happy and be able to watch a service.
Awesome. Speaking of worship, I want to give you an idea of what worship is going to look like in this new environment. I'm here with Kevin Richmond and Mike Coughlin. Of course, they lead us in worship each Sunday. And Kevin, you know, in blended worship, we look forward to hearing our choir and our wonderful orchestra. Social distancing doesn't allow all of that right now. So tell us how things are going to be different.
Well, it'll look a little bit different for our people. We'll still have our praise team singers out here in front, but of course the choir won't be here this Sunday, and hopefully they'll be back soon. And we've moved the orchestra up into the choir loft, so you'll be able to see the orchestra really well when they play.
I'm excited about having the orchestra back in the building this coming Sunday. Now, Mike, contemporary worship is going to look somewhat the same.
Yeah.
But what is going to be different?
Yeah, well, we have a special musical element at the beginning of every service Sunday just for kids. So kids, come ready. I want to hear how good you can sing, and more, how loud you can sing.
All right, that's going to be fun. Now, everyone's wondering, how do we pack 4 services into a Sunday? Kevin, talk to us about service length.
Well, of course, we've shortened every service up to allow time between the services to do the right cleaning and give people adequate time to come and go. So the service will be 55 minutes in length, no more.
Yeah, less music, more preaching. That was the plan. I got it. No, there really is something supernatural when the voices of God's people fill this room. And boy, we can't wait to experience that on Sunday. Now, before we wrap up this week's update, let me just remind you that all 4 of our worship services are going to be streamed online for your convenience. Look, we're ready for you, and we can't wait to welcome you back to campus. But we understand that many in our church need to remain cautious, especially those in vulnerable populations. So, all of our services will be streamed live and online for your safety and convenience. But for the rest of you, we cannot wait to welcome you home this coming Sunday.